Chapter 1. 1. Sharingan Made in China. You are listening at famvetv.info. February 22, 1976. European continent, United States of Suharto Rockostan City. It was a city located in the Gordo Desert. It had a fairly large population and was the sixth largest city in the country. Its security was horrible, the police were busy night and day, organized crime was doing well in the city, some even called it criminal. The police were corrupt, the politicians were corrupt. One joke even said that the newborns in the city stole the wallets of the doctors who helped their mothers give birth. A common sight in one of the city/s dark alleys was the lifeless corpse of a young man, about 19 years old, with short black hair, wearing a brown turban around his neck and clothes suitable for desert travel that reminded the nomadic peoples of the western continent. If a young woman with a sensitive heart was present at that moment, she would surely die. Why would she die? Because the lifeless corpse of the young man rose abruptly from the ground and took a deep breath of air. The young man started moaning in pain, then shouting loudly, holding his skull with an expression that could not hide his suffering. Suddenly he opened his eyes and one of his pupils changed color and took on a scarlet-red appearance with 3 dark spots. "Fuck you, Itachi, fuck you." The young man suddenly screamed at the top of his lungs and threw himself to the ground in anger. The pickpocket who originally wanted to plunder the corpse, further away, having heard the cries of the young man, fled by wiping the sweat from his forehead. "This guy must be a madman, thank God I don't provoke him." Going back to the young man, you probably wondering what s going on. Well, I will tell you everything, because if I let you think for yourself with your oyster brains, the story will never progress. His name was It Doesn't Matter. He was a legendary otaku who read everything a good otaku has to read and saw everything a good otaku has to see. He liked fighting in the anime, bloody confrontations, battles of divine level with destruction. One day when leaving a convention, he was crushed by a meteorite, and after a discussion with Kami-sama, he was reincarnated in the world of Naruto. A classic story of otaku going to his favorite world. The Kami-sama, to apologize for killing him, granted him the legendary Sharingan with 3 tomo before he was reborn as a 8-year-old Uchiha. He thought he was the protagonist, his blood was boiling at the thought of facing powerful ninja in epic battles, but reality soon hit him in the face. He sucked at ninjutsu, he didn't have enough chakra to even use the weakest genjutsu, the knowledge of the ninja academy was too complicated. But for him it didn't matter, he had decided to become a specialist ninja in taijutsu. He trained hard, he did an infernal training of taijutsu, learning perfectly all the basic hand-to-hand fighting techniques of the ninjas. After 3 years, he was unable to close his Sharingan, which attracted the attention of clan members. He was also considered very promising by the clan because he trained hard and had one eye with a Sharingan 3 tomo at his young age. But after all this time of training he reached the limit of his body. He then tried to meet Guy-sensei, but after searching all over Konoha for 6 months he did not see Guy-s shadow even once. He decided to create powerful ninjutsu to attract the attention of powerful ninja who will accept him as a disciple, but he realized that even with hard work he couldn't increase the quantity of his chakra, so he gave up this idea and had another idea: become friends with the protagonist. Impossible. As soon as he tried to approach Naruto, the Umbu ninja comrades invited him to taste the pleasure of the interrogation cells for a whole day, if it was not thanks to the help of his parents who asked the patriarch Uchiha to intervene. The Umbu would have already read his memory and sent him to a laboratory to dissect him. He became desperate, completely desperate, so he continued his taijutsu training, increasing his efforts. But something happened. One night a ninja broke into his house and killed both his parents in front of him. Since he was born, his parents have always loved him. His mother prepared him a good lunch before each training, his father offered him kunai every week before stroking his hair. For a cliché orphan like him, it was really a good life. Seeing the ninja with long black hair killing his parents, he understood immediately who it was. Itachi. He felt a powerful chakra going through his body, His body was overflowing with a dark chakra, his eye was bleeding, this scene surprising even Itachi. Will his eye turn into a kaleidoscope? 1s.5s.10s.20s The last thought of our protagonist was a Sharingan on one eye, a Sharingan that can /T be hidden, a Sharingan that can /T evolve. What the fuck is this Sharingan made in China of my balls? Kami.sama, I want my money back. Listen to the full novel at famvetv.info, direct link in the description.